up, YouTube? We got a discussion to do today. This is really more of a wish from me for the yo-yo community for 2018. For 2018, guys, let's work on being less salty. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to use this meme an awful lot. So 2017 was kind of a tough year for everybody. It was pretty stressful politically, just overall. Lots of weird things happened. It was a weird year, but within the yo-yo community particularly, you know, things went on as pretty much normal, and the normal amounts of saltiness happened with the general stuff that went on just throughout the year. Now, I know with any internet-based community, there are always going to be those outliers, those salty boys that you know, just like to be haters and do that stuff, and that's the internet. You know, that's maybe not necessarily the yo-yo community. That's just the internet. But I feel like we can do better. Now, you guys are great. I'm probably preaching to the choir because I absolutely have the absolute best subscriber base on YouTube, without fail. And you know, probably preaching to the choir on this. But you know, there were a few things that I think maybe as a community overall we could work on, and I feel like if we get a little bit better, still, you know, you're always trying to get better, right? There's always room for improvement. There's a little bit of room for improvement, even within the yo-yo community, as great as it is. Now, the yo-yo community is nowhere near, like, as salty and nasty as the video gaming community can be, or, you know, Star Wars fans, you know, stuff like that. So, kudos to you guys for already being pretty much one of the nicest communities that exists within the realm of the internets. You guys are awesome, and don't take this as a criticism to say you guys all suck, because you don't. You guys are great, and the yo-yo community itself is great. It's probably one of the greatest and most friendly communities ever. But always room for improvement. I can improve as well. I'm included in this. I get to be part of this, right? Right? Maybe? A little bit? So, let's get into it a little bit, guys. So, the first thing is, let's kind of try to be more inclusive when it comes to other toys and other things that are sort of similarly related, rather than jump all over them and, you know, just kind of say, ugh, that's not for me, and shun it off. Because if you try somebody else's new toy and you like that, and you can show them yo-yos as well, that's a great way to grow the community. Let me give you an example. So, in 2017 early was the early year of the fidget spinner. Now, that fizzled out and died out rather quickly because it was not, you know, just a thing that spun. I should have grabbed a spinner, but they're deep in a box somewhere. Nothing wrong with fidget spinners. They're perfectly okay. But the yo-yo community came out and forced, those are stupid. Yo-yos are better. And I feel like that was the wrong reaction. I feel like we sort of pushed away anybody that liked fidget spinners from even trying a yo-yo, because we immediately called the thing that they were then into stupid. So, what was the point of that? Like, I understand if, like, they weren't for you, and plenty of people were just like, nah, I'm not into it. That's okay, though. You guys do what you want to do. Plenty of people were like that. And I feel like that was the right way to do it. I tried it a little bit. You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting feeling. But, you know, I clearly I don't have like a wall of spinners or anything, so, but I felt like the community sort of backlashed against it and sort of lashed out against it, and I kind of feel like that was sort of the wrong reaction, and, you know, I feel like we sort of missed an opportunity to introduce more people to yo-yoing, especially because One Drop put out, like, the best fidget spinner that everybody wanted. I feel like we missed out on introducing more people into yo-yoing than we could have otherwise. So, next year, whatever the fad trend ends up being, if it's somehow related to yo-yoing, like it has a bearing or it spins, let's try to be inclusive a little bit, and let's try to say, hey, your toy is cool, but, you know, maybe try this yo-yo out, because it's different, but it's sort of like your toy too now, and, you know, then we can make some friends. Let's make some more friends. Could always use more friends, right? Right? Anyway, moving on. So every year, I feel like there's saltiness at yo-yo contests as well, and this is sort of a within the community thing. So, you know, there was saltiness at Worlds, because some people's favorite guy didn't win. I don't know if there was much saltiness at Nationals other than just like where Nationals was, it being back in Chico. But the contest seemed to go off without a hitch, and I didn't see much saltiness. But there was some saltiness about it being in Chico, I guess because it's a pain to get to Chico. I didn't go, clearly because it's probably a pain to get to Chico. But, and then, you know, wherever future contest locations, sometimes people complain about that. I hear that. And, you know, there's going to be a little bit of that. It's like, oh, how come this contest isn't in my hometown? And, you know, there's maybe some merit to that. I wish all the contests were in Pittsburgh so I could go. But I feel like it's important to sort of embrace the rest of the community because, yes, while the contest may not be in your hometown, it's in somebody's hometown. And, you know, Worlds this year was, you know, was awesome. The venue seemed awesome. It seemed a little expensive from what I understand, but everybody seemed to have an awesome time, and the contest seemed to go off without a hitch. Now, there was a lot of complaining about the judging. I felt like the judging was spot on, and I know a lot of other people did, and, you know, there was a lot of, like, big, long explanation posts about how judging works and what have you. But for 2018, let's try to be less salty, because there is no doubt in my mind that all of the guys who are in the finals absolutely deserve to be there. And the guys who were in the top 3 absolutely deserved it because their routines were the best. Period. They just were. And I felt like everybody did a great job. I enjoyed watching all the routines. And I don't feel like there was any need for saltiness after the fact. I feel like everybody should have just been happy. Should have been excited for Cheyenne. Back-to-back world champion. I mean, that's impressive. And his routine was impressive. Dude just went out there, busted it out. Very few mistakes, if any at all, and just really looked good while he was doing it. It was fast as hell. Like, I mean, you know, not my preferred style of play, and I know a lot of Americans particularly, I feel like we're not speed players so much as we want to see, like, technical routines and things synced to music, but, you know, yo-yoing's a worldwide thing, and we want to be inclusive to everybody, and, you know, I felt like Cheyenne killed it, and dude might three-peat in 2018. Totally possible. And, you know, if that happens, you know, it's probably going to happen. It might happen. I don't see how it might not unless he messes up or something. But, you know, let's try to be a little more happy for the winners. A little happier. A little more happy. Come on. A little happier for the winners than, you know, sort of being like, oh, this person should have won or that person should have won. And, you know, this really goes for all the contests, but I feel like at Worlds it sort of hits its peak. So 2018, let's try to just be happy for everybody that wins a yo-yo contest. I know that's what I'm gonna do. I think you guys should try to do that too. Be as happy as you possibly can be for whomever wins the world yo-yo contest or any yo-yo contest. That's a way we could be less salty in 2018. Another thing that I saw is there was a lot of saltiness towards yo-yo companies. Now some of it was deserved. You know, I'm not saying let companies off the hook if they do something wrong. Call them out on it. Let them fix it though. For instance, CLYW, I guess, had a little incident earlier this year, and, you know, all these posts, it sort of died down a little bit, but all these posts about, oh, I've lost all respect for them, I'm never going to buy another one, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? They're cool dudes. You know, I like Steve Brown. Steve Brown's been in yo-yo forever. Had the opportunity to meet him a couple times. Perfectly nice guy. Chris is cool. Chris designs cool yo-yos. CLYW is cool. They sponsor a huge team. Their team is really good, and they do a lot for the community. They sponsor a lot of contests, and they're overall really, you know, pretty great for the community. And I, for one, am happy that, you know, they're there. I have some CLYWs. I like them. I think they make good yo-yos. They spin good, and you know, all is very, very good. But as far as all that's concerned, you know, don't throw shade at them. They changed their format a little bit this year, and they went a little bit of a different route, and, you know, started manufacturing yo-yos overseas, and that's fine. They don't own a manufacturing plant. Like, they don't machine the yo-yos themselves. They were outsourcing them anyway, so whether they outsource them to a company in America, now they're a Canadian company, whether they outsource them to a company in America, or a company in Canada, or a company in China, or wherever, or Japan, you know, they have to outsource their yo-yos to get them made regardless. So let's maybe not be so salty towards them if they're having to, like, you know, do stuff like that. They're just trying to run a business. They're trying to be successful. They're trying to have the extra cash to support a team and support the yo-yo contest and put out cool yo-yos. So, and meet the demands. You know, they still sell out pretty quick. So let's try to cut them some slack, because it seems like they're just trying to make the best decision for them so that they can continue to do what they love to do, and so that they can help us do what we love to do, which is play yo-yo. And you know, the only other one is, I feel like Big Bang Vandalores had like a big spat on Reddit, and I know that like everybody didn't really exactly handle that correctly, but maybe let's be a little bit forgiving. You know, they make smaller yo-yos. Those aren't necessarily my thing, but as far as a lot of people do like it, and you know, let's just sort of try to forgive when you know, spats are gonna happen, but let's try to forgive and push back out some love. You know what I mean? Let's just forgive. The other thing that you see with companies is you know, short supply. You know, when G Squared runs out of stock real fast in like 30 seconds or less, people get salty. Oh man, I never got a G Squared yo-yo. It's almost a joke now, at least with G Squared. But you know, it's one of those things where if you try hard enough, you're gonna get one. Yeah, maybe you missed the color you really wanted, but you can get one. I mean, there were some ghosts in stock for like a good long time because there were a lot of them, and there were Tritons in stock earlier this year on Yo-Yo Expert still that were there for a while. So they existed. Like, you could have got them. Yes, maybe you missed the one specific special one that you wanted, and that was to you the one. But maybe there was only like 10 of those, or 15 of those, or 20 of those. You know, the community is not that big, but it's not that small either anymore, and it grows all the time. So, you know, your chances of, if 100 people want a yo-yo and there's only 20 of them, your chances of getting them, especially guys who are pretty good at snatching stuff up real quick, collectors, and there's plenty of those guys. Shout out to you guys, because you guys are great. You gotta be quick. I've done a video about how to sort of prepare for it, and you need to do some prep, but you just, you know, you gotta try, and you gotta do some prep, and you gotta be ready to go. So, don't give them salt for selling out too fast. Not their fault. The products are amazing, and Jake's a great guy. I can attest to that. I've met him several times, had the awesome opportunity to hang out with him. Cool dude, just loves the community, loves providing yo-yos for you guys. He's pumping them out as best as he can and as fast as humanly possible. He's just one guy, and he's one guy that's a new dad. So, you know, cut him some slack, and just grab his yo-yos when you can, because they're awesome. Can attest to that too. I've got several. And lastly, you know, let's just try to be nice to each other. Whether it be Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, you know, you guys are usually pretty good at this, but, you know, try to understand sarcasm if you see something come up that's like, oh, I don't agree. Like, it, you know, think about it, like, this is stupid. It's like, maybe it's not stupid, maybe they're being sarcastic. Let's sort of back it up a little bit. It takes all kinds, and there's yo-yo players across the country and across the world, so, you know, maybe you don't get their sarcasm, or maybe it's meant to be sarcastic and it just went over your head, or maybe you didn't think of it that way and you took it as an insult. Maybe just try to boil it down, see if, like, you know, maybe it should just be funny. I think it's probably funny for the most part. We're just a bunch of guys playing with toys. Seriously. Most of this community, I think I saw the poll not too terribly long ago. It's like adult men 20 to 35 or 20 to 40. We're just grown men playing with toys for the most part. Let's not be salty towards each other. Let's have a little bit of compassion. Let's be nice. And, you know, let's just have a good time playing with yo-yos. That's what I want to do. But, you know, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I know, you know, I just kind of rambled on and ranted. But, you know, it's the end of the year. You see some saltiness online. And I don't want that. It's Christmas time. Let's love each other. I love you guys. You're the best. But that's going to do it today, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do yo-yo videos and discussions and stuff every day. But cheers to you. I'll see you next time.